Hi, we're Roy and Karen, and we're here to tell you our story.
In a nutshell.
So I'm a California native, a career mortgage and housing professional, an industry that I absolutely love, an avid snow skier, traveler, and mom.
And I was born in Brooklyn. I moved to Los Angeles in 1977. I was 19 years old. I started my career in purchasing during the days, and at night I was a punk rocker. It was 1977. That's the thing to do. I got married and quit the band in the early 80s, had my first daughter, Danielle, and got divorced a year and a half later. It should have been a wake-up call to me that maybe I didn't know how to be married. I got custody of my daughter, and I was a single dad for about 7 or 8 years until I met Karen. We met on a dial-up service called Prodigy. After I was on there for a couple of days, I found this forum called Singles in Southern California. And that's when I first saw the name Karen. And she was talking about how she's got this red Jeep and this Siberian Husky.
My first child.
And then it was early 92 where we had our first live get-togethers. And I think the first one was at Victoria Station in Universal Studios. And that's when I first saw Karen, 5'11", redhead, green power suit. She was awesome. She took my breath away. And for months, I kept asking her to go out. And she kept saying no.
I was there for the safety of the group. Wasn't looking to connect with anybody one-on-one.
But one day we're having a get-together. We're all gonna meet in Santa Barbara and we're gonna have a barbecue on the beach. And it was just a couple of days ago, I'm sure, that I'd asked Karen to go out again for the 12th time. She told me that she couldn't because she was interested in this guy from Texas. And now here we are meeting up in Santa Barbara, and Karen is going to bring him along. So that morning, you guys get up and...
So he comes over and he says, "How do you feel about me wearing my front teeth? They've been hurting." And he didn't know if it was okay to go with them or without them. And I said, "If it's hurting you, be comfortable."
She told him that. So there's about 30 of us there in Santa Barbara, and we see Karen walking down the street towards us. And she's bringing this guy, and he's not wearing his front teeth. And she introduces me to him. And I can't say a word. I can't, straight-faced. "Nice to meet you."
He's like, "Why did you tell me no for that?"
So it was maybe that night, maybe the next or a couple of days later, I get a phone call from Karen. She says, "Hey, you do your taxes in the computer, don't you?" I say, "Yeah." She says, "Well, I've been trying to find this form, the tax extension form. Does that software have it?" So I go check it. "Yeah, it does." She says, "Oh, can I come by and pick it up?" This is April 15th of 93.
It's due, and I've been going to every post office and accountant trying to find this bloody form.
So she drove an hour to where I was living to pick up this form. and never left. That was the end. We were together ever since. I know you want to say something, Oz. This is my story and I'm sticking with it.
Okay.
Okay. Married in August of 95. We had our daughter in 96. We had a married life. But
Things were happening fast and furious that first year, and it was something.
yeah, we bought our first home together. But what I need to interject here is that Karen's parents were divorced, and he got remarried. Her dad got remarried. My parents were divorced. My mom got remarried. We didn't have the role models to show us what a good marriage was supposed to look like. And so every time we had an issue, we didn't depend on each other.
Life. That four-letter word, L-I-F-E.
Los Angeles kept growing. And more, we just didn't want to be in Los Angeles anymore. So we decided, let's buy our jobs. I'll buy a business. That's what I'll do. Karen's in the mortgage industry. She's going to land on her feet no matter where we go. People are always buying homes. She's got a job. A month later, 2 months later, I don't even remember, we bought a business in Ashland, Oregon. We're moving from LA. We are now the owners of a window and door store. We bought a beautiful house up on the hill. The real estate market in LA had really helped us when we were moving to someplace where property values were a lot less.
So we're selling our house in California, we're buying a house and business in Oregon, and off we go.
But life intrudes, and remember, we just don't know how to be a married couple. I'm an atheist. I'm a nice Jewish boy from New York City, atheist.
I'm a Catholic bouncing from church to church with no real direction.
But she was getting more and more involved in building her relationship with Jesus after Bridget was born.
Yeah, wanted to dig in and do what I felt was right.
And I believe unconditional love means I will love you forever until you piss me off. And being pissed off in a marriage, I guess, is kind of normal, and you work through it. And my idea of love was passion. If you weren't feeling passion, were you really in love? I just didn't get it. I didn't understand.
And I'm from the till death do you part, but not with the understanding that you also need to do your part.
And we're independent people. Well, in 2011, she upset me one too many times, and I said, I've had enough.
After 18 years, you know where the buttons are, and you can get really good at pushing them.
So we split. And Karen got her apartment, I got my apartment, and then I got a heart attack and a triple bypass. And during these next 4 years, I'm thinking to myself, all right, I blew my first marriage. Okay, you blew your second marriage. How many more do you want to have? So I started reading books like Love and Respect, The 5 Love Languages. And I'm taking these books very seriously. And as I'm learning what it means to have a relationship, I'm thinking, if I knew this stuff before, I'd still be married to Karen. And it made me very depressed, and it made me suicidal. And I didn't realize at that time, it's hard to see God's plans at the moment, but in retrospect, God was breaking me in two. God knew what his plans were, which you're going to find out soon here. But God needed to break me in two, break my heart, and rebuild me. And it was 4 years later, 2015, when I wrote to Karen, and I wrote her an email.
And this had been a pretty ugly 4 years. The divorce was not pleasant. It was very antagonistic. Trust was completely broken. And Roy had written to me during those 4 years, and I didn't believe him. I didn't trust him. I didn't want to hear it. I was done. I was ready to move on.
But this time,
it was different. And I'm like, I've just started meeting the pastor at church to talk about what next steps are. I'm ready to launch our youngest daughter, and I'm ready to maybe start dating again, see what's in store for me next. And here I am running back to the pastor to say, I have this email from Roy. I want to talk to you about it.
I left something out. I need to take a step backwards, because it's during these 4 years that not only am I learning how to be a man, how to be a husband, how to have a good marriage, but it's where God makes his presence known to me. And so when I write this email to Karen, it's not from the perspective of an atheist who believes in self-gratification and instant gratification, and it's all about me. This email is about, I didn't understand how those things hurt your heart. I didn't understand that when you were asking me to take out the garbage, it's because your love language is acts of service, and taking out the garbage makes you swoon.
And I didn't understand that all the times Roy said how wonderful I was and how awesome this is, that meant nothing to me, that he was craving that feedback from me. He wanted those words of affirmation. He needs that encouragement. That's his love language, and I had no idea.
So Karen would just work herself to the bone to take care of me, servicing me, because that being her love language, she thought that's how I would feel love. But it didn't do anything for me. And because words of affirmation are my love language, I would just talk up Karen all the time, but she wasn't feeling it, because she needed me to take out the garbage, and I needed her to say, attaboy. It's just who we are.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm explaining this to her in this email, and I'm explaining to her from the perspective of a Christian. Actually, I'm a nice Jewish boy following the new way. So.
And I know this is a different man who's writing to me. That's what I know. And we decided we were gonna have to meet in person. Phone calls and emails were not enough.
Within 6 months of us moving back together, Karen is diagnosed with breast cancer.
And I do believe in miracles. And I think Roy believes in miracles now too, because that whole situation was definitely miraculous.
So now we can look back with hindsight and we can say, why is it that God needed to separate us? Because he needed to break me in half and crush me and make me have a heart, a real heart. Because Roy and Karen 1.0, if Karen were diagnosed with that, my first thoughts would be, what a pain in the butt.
And I would have kicked into, okay, what do I need to do? I can fix this. And totally independent, totally self-sufficient.
But instead, my first thoughts are, okay, I will figure out how to take off as much time from work as I have to. Let me figure this out. Let me figure that out. Okay? Because it's all about taking care of Karen. She is the number one priority.
And I learned that it's okay to let people take care of you, that you can't do everything yourself. That treatment, y'all, breast cancer, not fun. Surgery, chemo, radiation. I have never been sicker and weaker in my whole life. I am cancer-free so far, 7 years.
We have always been a fun-loving couple. We like to travel. We like to lease cars and get new ones every couple of years. And we didn't put any money away for retirement because we're just going to live forever. Well, what else happened during this time is you start realizing, oh my God, I'm 60 years old. How much longer am I going to work? And you start thinking about retirement, and you start thinking about, we put so little money away. We just did not plan. And we're in debt.
And with 2 major medical events so far, Roy's heart attack and my cancer battle, that's expensive. And what happens if one of us goes? How's the other one going to get by?
And our church in Austin started having conversations with us in regards to, and not just us, the whole church, about Dave Ramsey and Financial Peace University. And they really wanted us to take these classes. It turns out the reason they wanted us to take it was not only for ourselves, but also so that we could also lead courses and help others through the course. Well, we did it, and it was life-changing for us. It did not take us a year. We got very gazelle intense, and we became debt-free less than a year. And then we started putting all of our money away, pay off the mortgage.
And here we are, benefiting from all the financial opportunities of being on the same page and realizing it's a marriage opportunity as well. So we've never discussed budgets. They were always a bone of contention between us.
We started piling money into the mortgage, trying to see how fast we could get this house paid off, with the plan that we would have it paid off in time to retire. We wouldn't have as big a nest egg as we would like, but at least we would have a home that's paid off. In the meantime, maybe we could figure out where we want to retire. We decided we're going to retire to the Villages, and the real estate market in Austin exploded. And our house, after 6 years, was worth 2.5 times what we paid for it. So if we were to downsize a little, we could actually move to the Villages and then have no mortgage. Then we could keep working, but all this money, all the money we would have put to debt, all this money we would have put to the mortgage goes directly into our nest egg for retirement. All of a sudden, God's taking care of us, as He always has.
Yeah. And we're here in the Villages, finding our way, living that lifestyle.
Meeting awesome neighbors.
Awesome neighbors. We're as active as we can, working around our schedules, and we're finding opportunities to get out and do things. And
we're doing a poker run this afternoon.
Out on the poker run, supporting the Wildwood Pantry, and meeting some great people. We're loving it.
And on that note,
until next time,
see ya. You'll want to watch this video next.
Or you'll want to watch this video next.